Today I'm joined by Peter Clausi, VP Capital Markets at Silver Bullet Mines. Peter, great to have you on again. How are you doing today?
I'm well, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. So today let's start by talking about the KT mine in Arizona, where last week you announced an increase in the concentrate grade to more than 27 ounces per ton gold. Can you tell us a bit more about that work? That line of gold on the image from the shaker table in particular looked very interesting.
Pretty nice, eh? So the best way to think of it, we own the mill, 100%. It's ours. Building that mill has been a key part of the business plan since 2020. That way we can run what's called a hub and spoke system, where the mill is the hub and any material would be the spoke. We knew at the time that there was a lot of material in Arizona. Seems like everybody has a mine in his backyard, but they didn't have anywhere to process it economically. So building the mill gives us the power to process other people's material and process our own material. So the best way to think of the mill is like a race car. It constantly needs fine tuning, an adjustment here. How fast are the conveyor belts going? How fine are you crushing it through the ore crushers? What are the size of the balls going into the ball mill? What's the rate of water flow? There's a lot of little points that can be tweaked. And the field team is constantly figuring this out. How this relates to your question is by tweaking some of those elements, they've been able to increase the grade of the concentrate, gold, from the KT mine up to 27 ounces per ton. So gold today was what, $3,900? That's a lot of gross economic value in that 1 ton of concentrate.
Absolutely, yeah. So it's a case of adjusting the process to fit the mill to optimize the material that goes through it.
Right. And remember, every load of material that goes through is different. This is not homogeneous. No mine in the world is homogeneous. The composition of the vein 20 feet from here is different from the spot we are today. Very similar, but needs little tweaks to optimize. And our field team is exceptional at doing that. And they have been doing that. And that results in a higher gold grade in the concentrate.
Great, I've got you. So you're waiting for the results of the multi-element analysis from the lab now, right?
Right, but that's on another project. So let's step back.
Okay.
We have this hub, the mill. We started working on the Buckeye mine on our property. Yeah. Then we found the Super Champ. The SC mine was far better, higher grades, easier to access. So if you had the choice, higher grades and easier access, which mine are you going to? So we've left the Buckeye on care and maintenance, moved the equipment over to the SC, and we've been mining that. We're not just chasing a vein. We're not hoping we're going to find the edge of a porphyry. We are in the material. We have taken the mineralized material out, we've run it through the mill, and we have a buyer under a signed contract for that concentrate. What we're waiting on is it's a term of the contract that we need to receive an independent assay of that concentrate material from a third-party accredited lab. And as to your question, yes, that's what we're waiting on right now, is the assays from the third-party lab on the SC concentrate. And as soon as that is in, we send it to the buyer sends us money. It'll be our first large payment. And as a team, we will celebrate probably for around 30 seconds and then get right back to it.
Okay.
So that's the the SC spoke. That's where it's at. The field team continues to remove material on a sporadic basis from the SC mine, put it in a truck, bring it to the mill, get it ready for processing. Over at KT, which is 40, 50 miles from that hub, the field team is doing extraordinary work in exposing the vein and bringing out material. And that's the material that that we spoke about in that news release, and that has the picture on the shaker table. It's wonderful material. And we've had a few different buyers come forward to put in offers on buying that concentrate. I don't think it's going to be very difficult to sell the gold con, especially if it runs true at 27 ounces a ton for the foreseeable future.
Understood. And so is the goal of this hub and spoke model to be, self-fulfilling? You generate more and more revenues from selling that concentrate from each spoke, and then you can explore more on each spoke, add more spokes.
Right. Add more spokes is an important observation on your part. We're flexible. I liked the Buckeye. I like the SC. I like the KT. But if something comes along that's even better, I will very quickly concentrate on that. Whatever generates the most revenue at the least risk for the shareholders, that's what we're going to do. And by building our own mill, the hub of this system, we're able to take in other material. The field team will fine-tune the mill for that particular material. We'll produce concentrate, and we will sell concentrate. It's a fairly simple process and very different from what most mining companies out there are doing.
Great. So in Arizona, you're just waiting for that independent assay analysis, and then you can start with the SC sale of concentrate and then keep adding to it.
Right. So we can work at the SC and extract material, blast, muck, get it over to the mill while we're processing the KT material. Then once we have the SC material at the mill and we process that, we can be blasting and mucking over at the KT. So those two operations could be done in parallel.
Great. So and
then we have the Washington mine up in Idaho. There are some members of our team who think that's the best project we have of all of them. We've hired a contract miner to drive a new adit to access the mineralized material that was carefully blocked out, amongst others, in the Stoker report. We have said that the contract miner is going to attack the Sub Rosa adit, open it up, safety it, giving us access to the mineralized material in there. We took a bulk sample in 2022, and it came back at 55 ounces a ton silver.
Right.
Now, if Bonanza silver is colloquially thought of at 30, and our random bulk sample from 9 places came back at 55, that's a good reason to be enthusiastic about the prospects for the Washington mine in Idaho.
Absolutely. So would the goal be to set up another hub and spoke model out in Idaho?
Good question. Once you take the material out of the mine, you have to do something with it. We're in discussions with a couple of mills as to terms. We could stockpile it, build our own mill there, create another hub, as you suggest, or we could put it into a truck and bring it down to our existing hub down in Arizona. That's around 1,500 miles, I believe. I haven't done the economics on that yet, but we just know these options do exist, and we will make those decisions when we come to the place where we have to make those decisions.
Great. So you got options there.
Options give you power. Power reduces risk.
Yeah. I thought it was interesting in last week's release that you said that there's or at least it said in the release that there's a growing appreciation for this approach. Can you tell us a bit more about that? Do you think the market's starting to recognize the value of what you're doing?
I've had phone calls from shareholders to talk about what we're doing because it is so unusual in today's mining age. Typical of mining today, you do a pilot plant, you run your pilot material, you get larger financing, you build a $500 million plant, and then you process. We're doing it the exact opposite way. We're not exploring. We know where the material is. So we have built our mill. We will process the material through the mill. When we drill, it's not to explore. We know where the material is. And if we do any drilling at all, it's to go get the material to run through the mill, to have it processed. We are not an exploration company. We're a process company.
Okay.
You've heard me say on other occasions, we're not in the business of building holes in the ground. We're not in the business of building a mill. We're in the process of selling gold and silver. And that's the goal that we are working towards. And it should be imminent. We have the material sitting there waiting, just waiting on the third-party lab.
Definitely. And you couldn't have timed it better with the price backdrop, could you?
Well, we got lucky. The price of silver ran. We had internal projections for where silver was going to be. I think the price of silver has exceeded everyone's expectations on a realistic basis, just given what's happening in the world of economics around us.
Absolutely, yeah. So just finally, I guess, you got these big plans. What do you think are some of the key milestones over the rest of the year and perhaps into the beginning of next year that you think really going to start to put SBMI onto the map into investors' minds?
The first sale will be a major milestone. The second sale is also a major milestone because it confirms that we can do this on a regular basis. The sale of the gold concentrate from the KT will be a major milestone. And beginning to extract significant amounts from the Washington mine in Idaho will be another significant milestone. And all of these things will be building value in the company, which means we're building value for the shareholders.
Brilliant. Well, thanks again for your time, Peter, and looking forward to catching up again next time Silver Bullet updates the market.
Might be later this week, could be next week.
Look forward to it.
Thanks for your time.
Cheers.
If you enjoyed this interview, then give us a thumbs up, a like or a retweet. Subscribe to us on YouTube or follow us on Twitter and hit that notification bell to be the first to know when we release new content. There's loads of great content on our website too, across all our programs at stockboxmedia.com. Thank you for watching.